Yo. What up? Good morning. GMGM. Wednesday. I just want it to be next week already, bro. I'm over this week. Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler, Mando. Good morning, boys. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
It looks like you had a second take here, like second thought. Like, are you doing great? Tell me how you really feel.
I'm like I said yesterday, I had a big reevaluation of all my positions overnight. But I feel good.
Sounds like you're going.
What I did end up doing is shorting a bunch of things, but keeping my core positions.
You're hedging
with some majors, or like some, like I shorted some peanut, I shorted some XRP, shorted some ADA, just like alts which had done just putting a lower high, and I thought the market could sell off, so
we call
kept
him
all my positions and just shorted other shit.
We call him Mando Monkey now. That's his name. Or he's pulling a winter mute. He's longing spot. He's shorting he's shorting on the perps.
I just felt as though the market's due a wobble.
Yeah. I mean, it was clear. I think it was a little clearer. But anyways, we'll talk about that in a minute. Tyler, how you doing today?
Doing well. Yesterday was a big day. I feel like still a little bit in recovery mode from the emotional roller coaster.
Yeah,
feeling good. I mean, today might be a bigger day. And depending on what Powell says at FOMC, we are either going lower or we're kicking off the Santa rally. That's how I feel.
Let's see. I mean, we're going to discuss that today. Today on the show, as usual, market reports. Definitely want to talk Powell, purple tie or nah. We'll see that soon. Let's talk about, Mando's reshuffling of his portfolio and how he's thinking about it. I think this is good stuff to talk about, right? Let's talk about this a little bit, like see where we're at. I'm hearing lights out. I'm hearing 3-year bear market. I'm hearing ETF outflows. So like BlackRock bought like $800 million worth of Bitcoin yesterday. I'm hearing, top of the cycle. I'm hearing about a lot of things. So we're going to have to discuss that. Tyler's top 100. I mean, Tyler for sure has a lot to talk about. PENGU aftermath. I mean, yesterday was a fucking crazy show. So to shout out to everybody who come in. It was a lot. We're going to.
Oh. Have you lost me?
He's still in the space.
No, his Wi-Fi's gone down. I can hear him on the space, but his video Wi-Fi's gone down.
Classic.
So I think you guys could probably just dive into market, to be fair.
Do you play the music sims or?
Yeah, let me kick him off with this and then we'll play the music.
Yep.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
Yeah, GM everyone. So I did say, this week we did have the Fed. The Fed is today almost guaranteed to cut interest rates. There will be some interest about what he says during the press conference. It will really just be about whether he talks about Trump's impact potentially on inflation. I think that would be a pretty political thing for him to do, but he may end up saying that. But let's see. And that what that would mean is he may point to the idea that they might halt rate cuts, that they're going to be slower on the rate cuts, that sort of stuff. Personally, that's not the number one thing I'm looking for in macro at the moment. The number one thing I'm looking for in macro at the moment is MicroStrategy stock, just because I think there's a lot of sensitivity around that at the moment. MicroStrategy, as you know, is Michael Saylor's vehicle for buying tons and tons and tons of Bitcoin. He now has over $40 billion of Bitcoin. I think why this has, and he's been doing it since 2020, so he's been doing it for 4 years now. And originally he got into this trade because he had some cash in the balance sheet. He started buying Bitcoin. Then he realized the stock price went up. He started buying more Bitcoin and kept going. What's happened over the last few months is that he basically said that he wants to raise $42 billion of debt to buy more Bitcoin. And over the last year, he's raised about $7 billion, mainly via convertible notes. And convertible notes, for those not aware, is a debt or equity-like instrument. If things go wrong, it becomes a debt instrument. If things go right, it remains equity. He's raised this at very low interest rates, and although his average price now, because he's been buying so much recently, the average price with which Michael Saylor has bought Bitcoin is now $63,000. That is up from around $30,000 this time last year. So it's a big, big increase. That being said, he only has around $7 billion of debt versus $43 billion of Bitcoin. So it would only really become an issue if Bitcoin dropped to around that $7 billion level. But I think that whether that's an issue or not, which I severely doubt it will be, I think the main issue that the market may have a little wobble with here is people have been pricing in the fact that Michael Saylor wants to buy $42 billion worth of Bitcoin. And his stock currently trades about 2x NAV. So MicroStrategy stock price, MicroStrategy market cap, what is it right now? It's around 80 billion as far as I'm aware. 92 billion. So he has 43 billion of Bitcoin. The stock price is at 92 billion. So you see how it's trading at 2x how much Bitcoin he has, just over 2x. And that's allowed him to issue these equity-like instruments to buy more Bitcoin. If that stock price goes down, which it has been heading lower, if you look at the price of MicroStrategy, it's actually gone lower over the last few weeks, and notably was down 5% yesterday, even with Bitcoin hitting an all-time high. If the price of that goes down closer to, let's say, that 43 billion level, let's say it goes down to like 50, 60 billion, I think people will question his ability to be able to issue these securities and buy as much Bitcoin. So I don't think we're at the stage of this is like a big, this is going to blow up. But I think people will begin to question whether the period of easy money for Saylor to do this strategy will be able to continue. That's kind of where I'm at. And that's been brewing for a while. It's been brewing, been talked about for a while. Bitcoin's kept on hitting all-time highs. Yesterday, the Bitcoin Policy Institute basically wrote up a mock executive order which Trump could sign on day one, making Bitcoin a strategic asset. So obviously this is not the time necessarily that Saylor would blow up, but there's a lot of sensitivity around that stock price, I think, at the moment, and I would be paying attention to it. It is the one thing far more than the Fed that I think people will look at. If that heads down to like 300 area, I think people will start to freak out slightly. And I'm telling you right now, it's not really, you don't need to freak out. I don't think he's going to go bankrupt or anything like that. It would have to fall to like under $20,000 Bitcoin for him to actually be at risk of like blowing up. And they're not even margin loans. That they're actually just like, they're actually unsecured convertible notes. So like they basically, it would even be difficult for him to blow up in that scenario. But I think there will be questions about his ability to buy Bitcoin. And I see that as something that will happen at some point over the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. But I can tell you that is the thing that I think will cause the correction. And I don't know when it's going to be, but I think that is the thing that it's worth paying attention to. So I think the reason why we are weak today is because of MicroStrategy stock going down lower yesterday, despite Bitcoin hitting an all-time high. And that's the only thing I would pay attention to.
No Giga?
No Giga. Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry, I'm like, my Wi-Fi's been very bad.
Other than that, the strength seems to still be in AI. Obviously, Binance is now listing. So over the next 3 days, Binance.
What is this alpha thing? Can you guys? I saw it this morning. Is that new?
So they announced it yesterday. Oh. They're going to be announcing 30 coins over the next today, tomorrow, and the day after. Seemingly, these coins have so far have got no futures or spot list. So this is coins that had no affiliation with Binance before. And they announced a few on BNB, but notably they announced a few in the AI space across ETH and SOL. So it was definitely AI focused. but they're basically out of those 30 coins, they are saying this will probably be our pool of selection for coins that will get some form of listing, whether that's futures or spot in the future. So this, I think, comes after they got massive criticism for Peanut and Act. And then after that, did they do another dodgy listing? But do you remember they got a lot of heat around that time?
Well, there was the whole Nero thing also, where like they listed the Cabal Nero, then the Mudang,
Right.
and they listed the Sui Mudang, like Sudang. There was a lot of crime going on.
It's been a massive shit
Also,
show.
like that Tau, can we talk about that Tau candle that liquidated people all of a sudden 50% in like 2 seconds? Like, there's also a lot of crime happening on perps over there, you know?
There's always crime. Being said, this is clearly a
Hold on.
response.
The space has ended.
Oh, really?
I'm so sorry, guys. This is on me, but I don't know what to do about my Wi-Fi anymore. Oh my God. The day we have Galaxys coming on the show too, mind you.
Oh my God.
The Galaxys.
Seamless Bitcoin integration.
Yes, these Galaxys is coming on the show today. And I'm going through all this Wi-Fi bullshit. Let me try again. So FOMO hour, rugged and back. Classic. That's the first ever rug videos used to be called rugged and back. And then I called it
a sign. The true bull market is here. Maybe it's a sign for it.
I'm never gonna run out of business, that's for sure. All right, now I'll connect the Roadcaster, Tyler. You can disconnect your thing. Here, I'll connect that way when you have to go in 10. You're sorted. Okay, so we're back. Sims, I started new spaces. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I don't even know why it ended it, but it is what it is, right? So we'll just run it back, you know? Run it back, turbo. Wow. When I started Rug Radio, they used to say that the name may become irrelevant once Twitter fixes spaces, and we're 3 years later, and seemingly spaces have not been fixed. So I think the name will stay relevant for decades to come. Hold on, let me fix that. There's still a lot of people on video, so what's up, y'all? I know a lot of people tend to move.
Tyler's got 10 minutes. Should we hit his Tyler's alts?
There you go.
Go through it.
Yeah, let's go through that, and then let's keep discussing the rest, because I know Tyler's gonna run. So in 1 second, can you guys hear me in there? Just do me a favor, everybody listening. Just like share this, you know, share, retweet, tell the people we're back live, etc. Obviously, Robit loot box spins, blah blah blah, happening today. Don't worry, I've been setting up the loot box, so we got all this good stuff. All right, and up to
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Tyler T on FOMO hour cause the kids can't.
All right, our top story, I'm going to give it to our PENGUs. PENGU went live for trading, seeing over $2.5 billion in volume, holding now right around $3 billion in FDV, notably with over 400,000 holders already. So a good first day. In political crypto news, we saw Senator Cynthia Lummis say that 2025 will be the year for Bitcoin and digital assets. She's vowing to work with crypto czar David Sachs to help make a legal framework for the crypto industry and the strategic Bitcoin reserve happen. We saw that on the same day that the U.S. Senate Banking Committee abandoned its efforts to advance anti-crypto Caroline Crenshaw for the SEC commissioner job. We saw an Ohio Rep Derek Marin introduce an Ohio Bitcoin Reserve Act for that state yesterday. And then, as Mando mentioned, Bitcoin Magazine CEO David Bailey and the Bitcoin org setting up their own potential strategic reserve bill. So a lot happening on that front. In token airdrop and protocol news, of course, we had the PENGU token. We also had that nifty Island token that went live. I saw it right around a 50 million FDV this morning. Fuel announced a token airdrop for its 200,000 eligible users. Kraken soft launched its new L2 Inc. with its stated goal of enabling access to DeFi from a trusted OG. Then MoonPay announced that Moonshot broke its single-day on-ramp record yesterday, perhaps tied to that PENGU launch. In AI and crypto news, the overall AI market cap was up 10%, even on a broader red day at 10.8 billion. Most leaders slightly green. As Mano mentioned, Binance Alpha showcased Sparkcoin, AI16Z, and AIXBT in their new product, leading to speculation about potential future listings. Zods was the top mover, jumping 100% to 15 million. Nikita, Imonica, Grift, Memes AI, ARC, all up 20 to 40%. Sparkcoin, Agent, and AIXBT still leading mindshare growth in AI. In the broader meme coin and NFT sector, meme coin majors are red, down a bit more than majors. It seems like that trend continues. PENGU dominated Solana meme coin action, but UFD, this unicorn fart dust, surprise runner of the day, ran 0 to 50 million in 12 hours. So congrats to anyone who hit that. Rect, shout out to Rect, another new all-time high yesterday, over 130 million, continues to grind up. Ethereum NFTs, $100 million in volume on the day. For some perspective, I tweeted this out. We were seeing $2 to $4 million per day. Back October 3rd was a $2.4 million day. We did $100 million in NFT volume yesterday. So a notable uptick. ETH NFT leaders, though, mostly red on the day in the aftermath of PENGU, besides Punks. Punks up 2% back over 40 ETH. And Pudgy Penguin NFTs, they are down from 32 to 17.5, though that shouldn't be a surprise. Basically fell the amount of the airdrop.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot going on here. Love to see that. I mean, where to even start? I mean, I guess just quickly towards on the PENGU aftermath, because we were in the thick of it yesterday, right? When we were hosting to thousands of people. What do you guys think? So I think everything went well, right? Like bounced back to 3 billion. I think above everyone's expectations. I think most expectations was like in the 1-2 billion mark. It opened at 14 trillion. I think nobody could have called that. And now sitting at 3 billion, comfy with almost 500,000 on-chain holders. I mean, what do you guys think? Positive, negative? Like, what do you think of the aftermath?
Yeah, I think it has to be positive. I think the psychology of this is just so interesting, and it's so tied to that early price action. It's like when we were first having our early conversations, we were targeting 500 million to a billion for this. Then we raised our targets to 1 to 2. And then we saw the pre-market volume. And of course, like I'm susceptible to that. It's trading at 4 to 5 billion, which it did open at. But then like it opened that high and then it goes down only for 12 hours. And that hurts mindset. And it just kind of made it like it kind of rained on the parade a little bit, just to be honest, right? Like,
Danny, you're the one who did this. You're the one who did this.
What did he do?
I love it. Like, I can't believe everyone was calling for. You're the one calling for like 10 billion on the first day.
I love that. Yeah. Dude, we love our Moon Boy Tyler.
Many such cases.
Tyler feels like Farouk in 2021, bro. Come on. Like, I love it.
Like that.
It does feel like we're putting the old igloo pattern on the chart here. So it's grinding back up.
It's looking good, dude. It's looking good. It's looking. I mean, Mendo, what do you think? What's your TLDR on the aftermath? You were there. You were in the thick of it. You were with us. It's just looking good.
If I'm at 1 billion and gone to 3 billion, we'd all be euphoric.
Exactly.
I think 1 billion is a massive win. Like, like put in perspective, this is higher than Bonk and Whiff, right? It's now, I think, the biggest meme coin on Solana.
Fuck, it's true.
Not by market cap, but by FDV, I think, yes.
I think it. Oh, why is it not on?
I think it's the biggest.
No, it's not 2 billion market cap. Is it?
Oh, I mean, if you're looking at circulating supply, right? That number's a little fuzzy.
Oh, I don't know then. Look,
I know what you mean. Okay.
It's the highest market cap coin, which is just a massive win. Like the fact that an NFT community has come through and done that is like huge. It can go down 30%, 40%, and it would still be a massive win. It's basically what I'm saying. Like, don't sit here and be like, oh, like anything from here is great. Anything above 1 billion, I think it was a massive win in my opinion. I do think that, it's been a tough period for Solana meme coins. Weirdly today feels not as bad as like I said, that altcoin versus Sol trade seems to be reversing slightly. Sol is putting in like maybe like strength and so Sol ecosystem coins, so maybe it holds up better. But it's not going to be like, if it goes down to 2 billion, I don't think it's like anything wrong with Luca or what they've done or anything like that. Like having a $3 billion Solana meme coin, like that's so difficult to do with the amount of like dilution. New coins come out every single 2 days. Like I think it would be a huge win if they just consolidate around this level for a while. And then I would imagine around abstract, you maybe get another, you get a second win for this. But I personally, I would also just be like, count your chickens. Like, this has been great. You can moon boy, but like, I wouldn't be like, don't have that as your expectation. Have that as like a hope rather than an expectation.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we saw the Pudgy one go down to what, 14, 15, bounce back to about 1780 where they are standing here. So it's looking good overall. I think it was a great success and a big win for the industry as a whole. Even with the market, puking right? It was peaking before the fact. Yesterday was a good day for SOL, but peaked again today, and we're still looking pretty strong out there. Tyler, I know we only have you for a couple more minutes. What were your top stories here?
Yeah, I mean, PENGU was the big one. They just crossed 1 million claims. So shout out to that and their tech team, right? That's a lot.
Yeah.
And there was headaches during the claim yesterday, largely due to that tremendous volume. I guess we haven't really talked about the AI sector very much lately. Perhaps we could spend a couple minutes on that.
Yeah.
If you have the AI watch list pulled up.
Do.
I mean,
hold on.
We did our fart show last week. Fartcoin's 90 cents.
It's a fart at this stage.
We almost hit $1 billion this morning.
And like when this gets to $1 Fartcoins, like that's going to be viral. And now people are already talking about, like, is Powell going to mention Fartcoin at the FOMC? Like, I think there's a market for that.
Kook is running with that like crazy.
Yeah, like, TradFi people are going nuts with this. I think it's just going to get louder. I do think in the more traditional, like pure AI plays, AI 16Z, I think that they're starting to be more strongly seen as a power play. They're grinding up. They were on Binance Alpha. They just minted that Stanford partnership. And of course, there's the whole question of what does it mean for the token, the virtual token model. Oh, that's actually interesting. Perhaps we'll go back to that. So Mando, you and I have been like having this, this discussion, not even a debate, because we were on the same side of why was virtual worth 4x what AI 16Z was. And that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to us. I got a lot of feedback on that. I'm trying to find the post right now. Yeah. So basically people are saying virtual as an agent launch pad with agents priced in their token basically makes it like an L1, and people were pricing virtual like an L1. They're pointing it to having better tokenomics and a true use for the virtual token versus AI 16Z, which at this point in time does not have a pure use case for the token. People also pointed to less competition dilution on base, perhaps plus potential Coinbase support, and then also just the lingering negative sentiment around Shaw. I think the Shaw sentiment one, I think that was real up to a point in time, but I think there's also, once the number goes high enough, people kind of shake off negative sentiment.
Yeah, I think both of them. AI 16Z has massive uses of ELISA, but the uses of the token appear to be around like an AI hedge fund. Virtuals has a very good built token ecosystem, but quite simply isn't seeing a huge amount of tokens being created. Like good framework, but doesn't necessarily have the users at this stage, and that might change. But yeah, I think neither of them are perfect, right? Like if it was ELISA built on virtuals, then that would be great. But the virtuals numbers really dropped off. I haven't looked back at them recently. June. Yeah,
I looked at it. They're down substantially, but then I also got feedback from folks that is a feature and not a bug. That they're actually trying to do more curated 1 to 2 good agent launches per week, which I would agree doing that, but then that people are pointing to the revenue number as well. So they did $40 million in revenue. So like your revenue is going to fall off a cliff if you're doing curated launches.
Like for example, yeah. So sorry, just to interject, but like they were making $2 million a day a month ago, and now they're making 100K a day.
Oh,
in fact, today it's 27 grand they've made so far.
Oh,
so like it is a massive drop off in revenue. It's not just a drop off in. Yeah, I agree. The quality of the tokens. The quality of the agents might have increased, but like everyone was pointing to the revenue figure when it was when it had the spam, right?
It both ways.
So you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, this should be priced at this level, and then when the revenue goes down by literally 80%, you go like, oh well, no, it all still works. Virtuals has potential, but it's really dropping off in the amount of people using it. And AI 16Z has massive potential, but the token. I still just don't understand how they're going to marry the token. And what I thought was very interesting, even with that announcement, and not to get too funny, although like I'm much more a fan of the memes like Fcoin and Go. But the deal was with ELISA Labs. I hadn't heard of ELISA Labs before yesterday. And that's kind of an interesting point, right? Like there could be an Eliza Labs token.
You mean the announcement of Stanford that was with Eliza Labs? Yeah, but that Eliza has a token. By the way, what a chart! Not gonna lie, that's kind of nice.
Eliza, this is just a meme coin.
That's why this is all like, this is why it is messy, and I agree with you. Like these are risks.
So yeah, see, every time you guys talk about this AI 16Z stuff, while I appreciate the fact that it sounds like a leader, I'm so confused about all the token ecosystem around it.
Yeah.
So I can break it down for you right now. So they basically have an open source framework called Eliza, right? Which is you can get on GitHub, which means that anyone can build upon it. And people have been building upon this unbelievable amounts. With open source code, anyone can build upon it. You can fork it, you can create variants in the same way that like Uniswap, for example, is an open source, and like people create various variants of it for like Sushi Swap or that sort of stuff. Like you can create other versions of it. So you can actually just take everything that they've built. It's open source. That's where the majority of AI 16Z came from originally. So yeah, 1500 forks, someone just said. Now AI 16Z, the token, was originally created upon that framework. Like they created an agent, and they created an agent called it's like an AI version of Andreessen, right? Mark Andreessen, called Mark
AI. Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say. And the point of that token is they're trying to create the first on-chain hedge fund. They're trying to create the AI hedge fund.
That's the whole AI 16Z idea, right?
Exactly.
Is that the treasury goes up, it's a DAO, and then we're going to be able to have an on-chain fund that
which trade, and like that is the purpose of AI 16Z.
Yes, I remember that.
In the future, there is some hope that like maybe all the other stuff that's going on Eliza that can be brought back to AI 16Z. That's kind of why it trades up, and people see it as a quasi infrastructure play. But there's nothing set in stone. Like they did get sent some coins by people who launched using Eliza. And they got sent to the DAO. So originally, I think the DAO is like 10 million of assets right now, and some of that is coins that were made using Eliza. But there's nothing forcing people to do it. It's not like you have to send tokens. It's just like as a gift, essentially, for using our framework. And secondly, and the main bit of it in the future is going to be, hey, we're going to create these financial AI agents that are going to trade for you, and like they'll be able to like basically be a hedge fund which could rival a 16Z. Okay, so AI, and this is why it's so confusing, because I think people think Eliza equals AI 16Z, and it doesn't. Now, separately, there is an Eliza coin, and the Eliza coin is something even more different. So the Eliza coin, there was two of them. In the early days of this Eliza framework, they created various different people, right? They created an AI version of Degen Spartan. They created an AI version of and Mark Andreessen, which is why you got AI 16Z. And they created the original mascot for A16Z was this Eliza woman. You know, you've seen her
with the big tits.
Yeah, that's the one.
I thought that was the AI16Z's logo. See, it's so confusing.
But it is the logo, but like it's meant to be this like anime character.
Got it.
And somebody else created one, and the team created one. At this like within 24 hours of each other, basically.
Got it. That's when the FUD happened, and that it dropped like 50%.
Right, but that token doesn't really do anything other than just being like a representative of that Eliza person. Yeah,
got it. Okay, this makes perfect sense. So if anyone had any doubts on the whole I16Z and Eliza stuff, we should even clip that. But that's a great explanation of what exactly these different tokens are. What are you liking here still on the AI board, right? Personally speaking, I do not consider Fcoin a meme AI coin at all anymore. I think it's transcended that. Like even now, I was just sharing something, dude. Like this huge, like these TradFi guys, bro, they have massive followings, right? And they're like shilling the hell out of Fcoin, which is really wild. Like this Sven guy just now, like I was just scrolling through my screen, and like this guy's like the one Fed reporter with the civic courage to ask Powell about Fcoin today will be the hero we need. Literally, that was before the show, okay? And when you look at this guy, right? He's at 400,000 followers.
Yeah, look, I think Fcoin is clearly gone mainstream. It's clearly
it's no longer an AI like token, right?
I think it's that's the great thing about it, is that it does have many layers. Like it is a coin gone mainstream, and then when people look at it, they're like, oh crap, this is actually created by an AI. Like that's kind of cool, right? So I think it's an AI coin in the long term, and probably it's like a shop coin in the short term.
Yeah.
Like one of these, like we said, like Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Ted Inu. Like,
Yeah.
it's a similar sort of feeling to it in that, like, it's kind of hilarious, so you just want to buy it. And it's on mainstream. But I think it's just really, I still think that memes as tokens are the ones that I get the most. Yeah. I still find the most bullish. Like, obviously, I'm still bullish on Go. I'm still bullish on Fcoin.
Gold feels pretty bottomed here, inshallah. But I agree.
Who plays throughout all this? I was a bit in AI 16Z, and I don't. But I lost my train of thought about why, like, whether the token was really going to be.
You bottomed that though. You were on Thread Guy's stream at 150 mil. Yep. You called for the bottom, like actual stone cold bottom. I was there. Yeah. I listened.
But I sold it for Fcoin.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad trade.
Which wasn't a bad trade. But like, and similarly, I sold ZeroBro for Fcoin. I sold all my utility plays for Fcoin because I find it so difficult to track like that. But
so by the way, like the holders are up crazy, right? On Fcoin, it's at 46,000 hold. I know you brought that up on the show last week. So look at this, like it's up a lot. Like you're seeing really finding this influx of holders going up. So people are saying, obviously someone's asking how you feel about ZeroBro here. And then they said ZeroBro launching infra soon. Any thoughts on that? I haven't followed at all. I don't know what's going on with ZeroBro. Are you following?
ZeroBro are going to launch their own model essentially so that anyone can create a ZeroBro like coin, agent. It's unclear if that will require ZeroBro to create the token. Like, will they go down the virtuals route of agent creation? Maybe. But I also think that ZeroBro as a specific token is like quite a specific token, right? It's like a culture bot, and he's been trying to create other bots as well. He's also done another like bot system called Blawmy, which is more like the AI 16Z version, which is like, we want to trade, we want to give you like an agent that makes you money, that sort of stuff. I wouldn't rule it out. Like, people like ZeroBro, and I think he ships quite a lot of cool stuff, but I find it difficult to underwrite that stuff over a long period of time. Like, that's all it is. Like, and that's meant I've missed AI 16Z and virtuals, but
yeah,
I've been able to, Goat's down, but it's still up a lot since when I bought it. And same with Fcoin. Like, I know that they're not going to zero. Whereas some of these other ones, like I've kind of forgotten some of the coins that I was talking about 2 weeks ago. Whereas ZeroBro, I think, has got a shot. It's got a shot, but like it may just be a transitory shot as well. Like, it may just be like a pump.
Yeah, 100%. Anyways, at the end of the day, Fcoin market cap's 900 mil. MicroStrategy is 90 billion. I like both, but it's pretty apparent which one is undervalued when side by side. So I was copy pastaing PO. PO used PENGU as an example, like 3 bill versus 90 bill, saying that MicroStrategy undervalued, and I just played on that. On that note, actually, rafflebot.xyz, rafflebot, rafflebot.xyz. This time there's not 4,000 people live, but there's a lot still. So don't break the website again, please. But the code is Galaxis. I'm going to get to Greg in a second here, but the code is Galaxis, Galaxis, to have a chance to win a Pudgy penguin, because I just like kept hammering penguins in there. So do you have a chance on the show later today to win a Pudgy penguin or red guy? It's that simple. It's one or the other, no in between. You absolutely love to see that. Another thing that Tyler was mentioning, Mando, is on on this Federal Reserve stuff. Like, dude, like, what's your actual thoughts on this? Because some people say, yeah, they're probably going to push it, and they're going to be leaning on Bitcoin, but it's not going to happen. Then you have David Bailey that's straight up tweeting, like, we're one signature away from a Bitcoin Federal Reserve. And then you have Donald and Eric and everybody, all the Trumps, super bull posting crypto here. Cynthia Lummis is nonstop. Like, she's become one of the biggest advocates online, right? Like, what are your thoughts here on this whole Federal Reserve conversation happening?
So not Federal Reserve. Strategic
Reserve. I'm sorry, Strategic Reserve. My bad. Yeah.
I mean, Trump is heavily indicating, he's saying, look, we're going to do something special. He's very much saying that, we may push through some sort of executive order. I don't know with an executive order if that can still be challenged in certain courts. Like he may sign that and it could get challenged for a long time. I just don't even know. Like I'd need to speak to a lawyer. Like we should get someone on there about like with executive powers means you can do a lot of stuff, but you can still get caught up in the courtroom for a long time. So I don't know what that will mean. And I think
some states are going at it. By the way, it looks like independently some states want to have their own strategic reserve of Bitcoin. Yesterday, you have Ohio Representative Derek Merrin that introduced a bill to establish that, and I'm pretty sure the state of Texas also is trying to establish that as well. So that's the interesting part of the United States, right? Is that state-wise they can also run their own bills.
So Ohio, all these certain states, we have like a number of states are saying this right now. So you have Ohio, you have Florida, I think Pennsylvania maybe as well, but like a bunch of different states saying it. So this may be a state thing as well. This is the other thing, like maybe like a state reserve. So yeah, I just don't know. Like I didn't think there should be a high probability. I still think it will face a lot of backlash. If it gets pushed through. I really do. Like I don't think it's, although a lot of people like crypto in the US, I don't know if they believe it should be like a strategic reserve asset. And they may see it as like it is a very much a special interest sort of thing. Like it, crypto spent a lot of money this last election, and to then get a Bitcoin strategic reserve, I reckon there could be some FUD around that. Like that's why I think it could be challenged in the courts and all this sort of stuff, and it's very much not like a number one thing. It's definitely not like a given that I think this would get through, but I think we could wrap. That's why I also think that the Sailor thing, it's just a correction. Like it's really fucking tough for Bitcoin to go materially lower, even with all that Sailor stuff. And I think a lot of the Sailor stuff is like confusion right now. Like people actually don't really know. They see his average price and they think if it goes below that, he's screwed. But actually it went well below that during the last bear, right? If you remember, Sailor's average price was at 38,000, I think, during the last bear. And we went down to like 15. And his I think if it went down to maybe like 4,000 or 3,000, it was at risk. But similarly, like it would have to go down a lot. For be a worry. But there will be a time when Bitcoin goes below his average price. I'm 100% certain of that. If he continues to keep,
if he keeps on buying every week at higher and higher, we'll see where that goes. But
I wouldn't care about it. Like at the same time, like I actually didn't care about Sailor until he said, "I'm going to buy $42 billion worth more."
I see.
Right. And then that becomes a thing that the market starts pricing in. And then if that ever gets challenged, that does become a risk. It's not that like he hasn't done it, but if that becomes challenged, he's the main one buying, right? Every single week he's coming in and buying $1 billion, $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. He's buying as much as the ETFs at the moment.
Of course.
It's a risk.
I get it. I get what you mean. By the way, no, Mando did not say he sold his GOAT for Fartcoin. He said he sold his AI16 Zine Zero, bro. For Fartcoin. And the comments were going crazy saying, what? Mando sold his GOAT. No, Mando is like the GOAT. Okay? Mando, trust me, he loves his bag. Okay? Like he's emotional about it. So don't worry, he's not selling his GOAT. So the comments are going off, Mando, thinking that he fucking sold your GOAT. No, he did it. All right.
Many moons ago, well, like 3 weeks ago, I sold my AI16Z and all my utility coins for Fartcoin. Well, 2 weeks ago.
Genius.
When Cook said to me, "This is going mainstream," I bought Fartcoin.
Absolute genius. Absolute genius. Look, Fartcoin's
my GOAT bag.
Fartcoin is funny at $1. It's going to be even funnier at $10. Anyways, one last shout out, and let's bring Greg on stage. But I do want to give a shout out to our boy, G Money here. I know he's got a drop today. I wanted to get him on today, just couldn't because, we had so much going on, bugs, and also want to talk to Greg of Galaxies here. But G Money has this really cool, 90C black box going for sale today on OpenSea. So definitely check it out if you're a fan of 90CC. I know I am. And so basically each box includes P-Sums Collection 01, Network Points, Iteration 04, 21 Optimism tokens, and a chance to win a CryptoPunk. And then I saw Mike 3 post that apparently one of the fucking t-shirts has like a ton of MOG in there if you claim it. I just saw Mike 3 posts about that. And so anyways, price 0.0690. Just wanted to show G Money and 90cc some love because I'm a fan and I'm a friend and I really like what they're doing and like their t-shirts and gear a lot. But anyways, let's bring our title sponsor on today. Hell yeah.
Hi there.
My friend, long time no see. How you doing, Greg?
Hi everyone. It's nice to meet you again, Farrell.
How was your Miami trip?
Yeah, it was perfect. It was excellent, especially the air house. So we really loved that with the team. We were like 5 people from Galaxies there, and it was just amazing. I saw actually in the comment that somebody is claiming that we should do something like that in Europe as well, in Lisboa or Barcelona.
Hey, Lisboa is that's Mando's turf, you know, but we should definitely talk about Europe. I got you. We already got our next event planned up in France, so we'll talk about that. But Greg, listen, every morning I show up on this show, every morning I read your ad read. I'm going to ask you in your terms, Greg, as the CEO of a company here, to explain to us just a little summary of what Galaxies is for the people to understand like the extent of which you guys work, because it's actually, it's probably bigger than what most people think.
Yeah, I hope so. So we, back in the days, we started with NFTs and we collaborated with many celebrities, including Donald Trump, Mike Tyson, but we also work for NBA. So that was the start, but we realized that the technology, the NFT technology has much more. So we have created a platform, the Galaxies platform, which is helping, we call it unstoppable communities. So it's really the finance of decentralized technology, what we can have there, and to help communities to thrive. And right now we're in the beta version, so we already have plenty of communities, but we intend to go live in January with the subscription method. So actually content creators can join our platform, a Web3 platform, but eventually even you can use with credit cards. So even it's going to be good for Web2 people as well. And they can earn money on the platform. They can monetize their talents. And but it's not just about content creators. I mean, we have a nice, just to give you an example, we have a nice community from Brazil with the guy called Professor, who is actually teaching about NFTs in the Amazonas for teachers. So that you see, the communities can be brands, can be non-profit, but also can be content creators.
Okay,
so we have
this is really cool. So it's a whole like way to build really cool decentralized communities. You guys have done it in the form of like card games for for Steve Aoki, Mike Tyson, and obviously the most famous one is Donald Trump. The Trump cards. Remember, Mando was trying to max bid those day one? Remember when they dropped and Yumi and Ovi were losing our shit on the show? So it was these guys. And I think it's super cool what you guys have done here. It's like a really good way to build cool communities, and all your toolkits are there.
That's a good challenge. That was a good challenge actually, because for the first Trump card, I think the views were like 60 million views. And it was sold in the first 7 hours or 6 hours. So if you make a mistake with the technology, with the infrastructure, we were the technology provider, then you make a mistake that's going to be very spectacular for the
spectacular mistake, and then you can afford to lose a pretty good client, right? But that did not happen, and I think you guys did it 4 times over. So not once, not twice, 4 times, and so it's super cool. I just wanted people to know more about this, especially. I know that's why I always tap onto it. But anyways, tell me more about this. You guys announced a new partnership recently. Tenger, right? Is that how you can spell it? Tenger? TNGR?
Yes, it's an AI startup.
Pardon?
Yeah, it's an AI startup, and we basically created a strategic partnership where they can, where our communities can use the generative AI technology to create pictures on the community web page and for the membership cards, and later on the plan that even for NFTs you can use, and it's a pretty nice technology. And when you create, we call it a no-code platform, so it's really easy to create a community on the platform. And with AI, it's helping a lot. You just put down just type in the keywords, and it creates you a nice introduction and nice pictures for the banners. So that's something important, and it's an important thing for. It's a huge step for Tango AI as well, because they wanna step into the Web3 world. They wanna have more Web3 community, so they will tokenize their credits where people can actually generate images, and that's what's something that the mutual benefits. So we have them in the blockchain work to get along, and in return we use their technology for our communities.
I love that. This is really cool. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are starting to have like these deep AI partnerships and starting to really integrate it within their companies. So that's a really cool thing. And then there's a few other news, right? Two more news that you wanted to come and discuss here on the show today. One of the things that you guys are listing on Bitmart today, right? So why is that significant for your project, and what's going on that front?
Yeah, it's the countdown. I guess it's ongoing, and we have like a few minutes left, and then we're gonna be on Bitmart. That's the third exchange after Bybit and.
Oh, you guys are Bybit. Okay, nice.
Yeah, we are on Bybit and MiCA, and now is the third one. Actually, we want to introduce the token and the platform to more and more people, and Bitmart has many millions of customers, so that's good, and that's beneficial for everybody, because more people come on trading with the Galaxy's token. That's the better for everybody that in the space. So we need more liquidity, and these partnerships, these new exchanges are helping. But we don't stop here. The past year was all about building, and we continue that. And one of the major pillar of the strategy is to have more exchanges, to have more liquidity, and to have more people who have access to the token.
Okay, very cool. So that's really cool. And so can I ask you just to double down this token and how you use it within your ecosystem?
Yeah, so the token is basically the blood system of the ecosystem. So that's what, from first, now you join the community, you need to have tokens to be able to activate the membership card. And what we are planning with the subscription model, that the token will be more used as more communities are joining. But it's not just about the platform. So one part of the business model is about the platform, but with this decentralized technology, what we realized that there is much more interest, and there is many interest in white label products, where actually we are the back end, but the front end is custom tailored. It's tailor made, and in that partnerships we have to have more partnership, more network effect, and the more the network effect, the token will be more useful utility. So that's the whole strategy. But we're gonna talk with the Decrypt University, which is my favorite, but there is a lot of in the pipeline, a lot of white label projects in the pipeline, very promising network effects. So that's,
I mean, you kind of went there, because that was the last point I definitely wanted to that's the one thing I wanted to touch on is Decrypt University. Right, because that's what we announced in Miami. So not only are you our title sponsor of our show since many months and for many months to come, which is really cool, but also we announced last week that Decrypt University and Galaxys will be partnering together for the relaunching the community with dynamic utilities over Galaxys for passing courses. So what people may not know is that we've actually minted over 200,000 NFTs on the Decrypt side. That was before our merger. For passing courses. So Decrypt U is an awesome way for people to get involved in crypto, learn more about it, different topics, and then they get a certificate, right, saying that they pass on chain. So do you want to touch more on the importance of this partnership together and why you guys decided to do that?
Yeah, first of all, education is very important. And when we started the partnership with you, we realized that this is a common goal, to have more education, to have people in thriving in Web3 space, in crypto space, and actually that was something common with Ilan, who is running this, who is running the show. He has a background in education. I have a background actually in education, and you just talk about it, but it's really what we expect with better regulation in the US, which will have a global effect. And anyway, the trends are clear that more and more millions and millions of people are joining to the crypto world, to the crypto space. these new people needs education, and Decrypt University is a perfect space for them. So what the certificate helps, and actually it's a very important work what we are doing, is that the certificate is not just that on-chain, it's not just a picture, not just an NFT, but it can have many utilities. It can be a dynamic certificate, and it creates lots of opportunities, basically endless opportunities for engagement with the community, for engagement with the NFT holders. So they need to take another course, they can get the loyalty. Really is just imagination, and this is a very important part for us, because first it helps people to have more and more people in the crypto world, and second, it showcases the technology, the best of the technology, what dynamic utility NFTs can offer to the people. It's not just about safety, it's not just about security, it's not just about traceability, but it's also about engagement.
I love that. Well, that's awesome. Really excited to work with you guys. Know Elon's having a blast on his end on the Decrypt University side. So Greg, thank you so much for partnering with us also on the Decrypt U, but also on the Rug Radio side with FOMO Hour. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Have a good one. All right. Well, I hope you all got your codes in. The code is Galaxis on rafflebot.xyz. Timothy Chalamet. It's time to pick a winner. Your boy's got a meeting in 4 minutes. Oh, shit. Did you guys sweep some rec guys while I was on the show? Yeah.
I didn't.
Fuckers, man. Stop buying rec guys, man. I'm trying. All right, Sims. Do the thing. I'm just adding a few rec guys. Here we go. All right. All right, let's come on stage. There he is. What up, little writer?
Yo.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Excellent.
Hold on, I'm fixing this loot box right now because. Oh, I think you have some background noise here.
Yeah, I do.
Are you at work?
No, I'm outside. First Avenue, NYC.
I love that. All right, 1 second. I'm fixing this loot box because during the show, someone came in and just boxed a bunch of red guys, man. It's like, so
that's
now,
good. Just run it now.
Run it now. Hold on, I'm gonna run it.
Penguin time.
It's penguin time. Hold on, I gotta add 0.4 to one of the odds here to make it 100% odds for you to win. All right, lowrider, are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, let's spin, baby. And you win a red guy. $2,500 for this one. Congratulations, lowrider. Making
awesome.
$2,500.
Thanks so much.
You're very welcome. Have a good day.
So what's the next step?
We got you. We'll reach out.
Cool. Thanks so much. Love you.
See ya. All right. Well, there you go. There you go. It's tough, right? I can't put the high odds anymore on the expensive NFTs, right? Unless we double the loot box is a $10,000 spins, but then we can only do the 2 versus 4. You know what I mean? So that's also an option, right? Because we got 20K to spin with. Anyways, Mando, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio.
Are we doing shows next week or no?
Let's talk about it offline. Let's go, Sims. Shut it down.